Hi guys, welcome back to another video. So we are still talking Bulgaria. I'm still in the business of explaining to you that Europe, not the USA, not Canada, should be your focus. If you are an African young person and you intend to study abroad in 2025 or even 2026, you should focus on Europe. And if you're focusing on Europe, you should think about Bulgaria. Like I said in the previous video, Bulgaria is the latest member of the Schengen zone. You already know what that is. If you don't know what that is, check my earlier videos. One of the things that everybody who intends to travel abroad, especially for people who want to study abroad, worries about is the immigration process. Now, Bulgaria offers a very good opportunity for Africans who want to travel abroad. Now, obviously, every country has pros and cons when it comes to the immigration process. Bulgaria, one of the cons is that not every country has a Bulgarian consulate or Bulgarian embassy. So you have to find out if your country has it. If your country doesn't have it, you have to check the closest country, because every country is associated with one embassy or the other. So you need to check out that and be sure. But the most important thing I'd like to tell you about is that for most people, the cost of immigration is a problem. What that means is that for most European countries, the cost becomes high because they expect you to pay fees and show evidence of fees paid before, as part of the immigration process. Actually, that's a major problem, because if you combine that with the fact that these fees are expensive, it's not an easy thing to do. In Germany, it goes beyond that. You have to lock up funds in a German bank. Now it's around 12,000 euros to even qualify to apply for a visa. So you can see how complicated that is. Bulgaria doesn't offer any of that nonsense. In Bulgaria, nobody expects you to pay fees as part of the application process. In fact, you pay the fees when you get there. All you have to do is to show evidence that you have the funds and that you can afford to pay fees and take care of yourself. Even better, Bulgaria also accepts third-party bank statements. What that means is that the money does not have to be in your account. In Austria and go, even if you have a sponsor, the sponsor has to move close to 40,000 euros into your account. Very complicated nonsense. Bulgaria doesn't have any of that. So for instance, if your dad is sponsoring you, if your uncle is sponsoring you, if your pastor is sponsoring you, if your brother is sponsoring you, all they have to do is to show 6 months of their bank statements. That shows that they have enough funds. Now obviously the statement has to show integrity. That means it has to be a busy running statement, not statement that has no money in it and all of a sudden money finds itself in it. No, it has to be a busy running statement. That is what shows that this statement is proper and original, right? And then they have to add a letter that indicates that they are sponsoring you and they are willing to pay for the cost of your education. So this is what it is. That's another beautiful part of the Bulgarian process. This is why I'm telling you that if you are an African and if you are looking to study, first think Europe. And if you are thinking Europe, think Bulgaria. Because the fact that Bulgaria has now become a member of the Schengen completely changes the game. So really think about Bulgaria. And if you something you are willing to do, hit me up. My details are in there, so hit me up and I'll be willing to let me know what country you're texting from, what programs you want to study. We'll be happy to help you. Okay, thank you very much. See you in the next video. Cheers.